Believe it or not, but the second season of UMRL is also coming to a close in just 3 races time. Welcome along to the Belgian Grand Prix, and this time it is round 8 of the Ultimate Mobile Racing League. We watched the drivers open their laps. This probably is just the out lap because they will have to go across the line and then they can really go forward. But we also have some drivers at the back who also decided to go backwards and do that extra lap basically. So yes, maybe let's take a look at which drivers are racing right here. Some of them have set lap times already. Glow is racing again, once again, for a different team, this time for the Squadra Delta Corse, where Brasidas now is the team owner. I'm not sure what happened to his role of as team principal at Hurricane Racing Team. And for that team, Fra Loft 06 is racing today, and still no Cado, even though he raced a few minutes ago in Formula 1 Esport. Matt is in here for Porsche, a team which is now basically dead, which is also why Pigeon isn't racing for them. Let's see where he is, but for Squadra Delta Corse. So yeah, Pigeon Porsche now basically is abandoned, and I'm not sure what happened to Bituco and also Gabo. I mean, Gabo didn't race a single time this season, but yeah, interesting to see what's going to happen in the future. But we will continue this championship with only 8 teams, and that's if Squadra Delta Corse can keep up getting drivers. But with Brasidas, it might just get better, and Laguna now sets a 38.88, which looks to be pretty good. But also tied with Elcrack, who is finally back to UMRL. He'd missed the last 3 rounds and therefore went down to P9 only in the standings after he picked up 2 podiums in his second and third races. Skibidi also once again in there for the 101st. And with 15 seconds on the clock, Laguna is tied for the pole position. Temix now just joins the lobby. Let's see if he can race. He did so last time out at the Canadian Grand Prix. Crossonet is racing for Aston Martin. That's not a new team, but they have got a nice Belgian livery for Spa. Guillermo is now ahead of Cado, ahead of the reigning champ and teammate in the driver's standings, and Laguna now crosses the line to also end qualifying for all the others. There's Crossonet, can't improve his time, but he's close to it. Then Guillermo is going to start in P6 as it looks. Piggy will be P3 once again as it seems, and I can't see the graphics right here if I go to the turn 1. And the drivers all agree, including Laguna, that Elcrack set the lap first and therefore should be starting on pole position for the first time ever in UMRL. But it looks like there hasn't been too much change at the front of the field. Pigeon once again towards the front of the field, and maybe he can finally keep his car where he puts it in quali. Matt 5th for Porsche or whatever the team is now. Guillermo 6th, Malik 7th for MP Motorsport. So yeah, they still look very comfortable in the team's championship. Wilger is back after missing his first race ever. Glow in P9, and Krasnet rounds out the top 10. First of the Aston Martins. Seb this time around is the second one instead of Matt for I don't know what reason, but Seb is also a prominent driver from AMRL and some other leagues, I believe. Frimpong 12th in the second LSA. Jordi only 13th for Williams, and one time this time also towards the back with Nicholas, only 14th, which is quite uncharacteristic for him. in Freiloft 06 in 15th in his first race, and Majumdar, who has been racing in F1 ES this weekend, is only in 16th. Yeah, we saw this track in Formula 1 Esports already today, and let's see if some of the drivers can profit of that. I highly recommend you watch the other leagues as well. And now we go towards the 5 red lights at the Circuit Spa Francorchamps with the 101st on the first spot. The race is on, and there's been lag immediately for Alcrack, and Laguno has gone down to P3. Piggy, championship leader, also lagging his way to second position, and now down the Camel Straight, immediately trying to get first position away from Alcrack, and does so. Down the hill we now go as we climbed it up before, and Pigeon has taken P3. It once again looks like a good start at the first glance. Let's see if he can stay out of the melee that's going on behind him. Crossnet has had an incredible start and up to P4 from like P10 or something. Then we got Malik, one of the LSAs. Frimpong now going across the track, and yeah, that's actually Frimpong. Anyways, so yeah, we do have Laguna right here, then Malik, Crossnet, and the Squadra Delta Corsair car now in P2 because Pigeon has gone past Elcrag. Unusual sights at the front anywhere apart from P1, where once again Piggy looks to be quite solid already. But yeah, never say never. We do have a chance of rain, 10% today, not as much as in F1 ES, but yeah, it could still turn things around. Right now the sun is out, and there's a wheel-to-wheel battle between Malik and Crossnet for 4th position. Malik starting a bit further down the order, but the MP Motorsports immediately making up places like they almost always do. Pigeon in P2 still, and Elcrack wants to get that 3rd podium in 4 races of his career. Down the inside, that's very difficult in Brussels corner. I think it's got multiple names, but anyways, now Crossnet passes him. Drivers really easily get forced to the outside before that S section. Wilger is of course the 2nd LSA. Yeah, their most loyal driver, and almost the most loyal driver, I would say, in the league. And Crossnet now is making his way up the podium places. He's past Alcrack and now wants to get ahead of Pigeon 2, but gets forced onto the grass in turn 6. And now Malik diving up the inside and getting past, heading through No Name corner and onto Puan, and Malik has just gone through the door that Alcrack left wide open there, and therefore takes P3 for now. So there's a very interesting battle going on for all the places behind Piggy, and Malik is carving his way through the field here in the bus stop chicane, and now gets a great exit out of the first corner, and now up the hill we go down the Camel Straight, and it's a 1-2 for MP Motorsport at the Belgian Grand Prix for now. Pigeon changing teams. He was reserve driver and raced many races this season already for Porsche. And now he changed teams, and this almost looks like a rebirth because he's gone past lap 4 already without going down the order, and now he defends 2nd place from Malik once again. Malik will have the outside line, but his nose just a little bit ahead, and he gets a nice exit still out of the first corner. Pigeon not just forcing him into the tire barrier there, which is a nice thing to do, but now Pigeon has lost 3 positions. And Malik is in the middle of it, Crossnet on the inside and Elcrack on the outside, but Malik still holding 2nd. Pigeon now ahead of Crossnet, and Elcrack once again going through as the soft tires slowly wear out. They last 8 to 12 laps, I suppose. Yes, 8 to 12. The mediums 10 to 15, and the hard tires 13 to 17 laps. So yeah, maybe a one stop is possible. I'm not sure if it's the best idea. 30 laps around this track is quite long still. Also in this game, it is one of the longest. And Alcrack now is leaving the fight for second and makes it the fight for third. Oh, and Malik, I think, has been just off the track in turn 13. And now it's a wheel-to-wheel battle for third between Krasnit and Pigeon. But now Pigeon goes to the pits. Krasnit stays out. Elcrack ahead. Also choosing new tires. Piggy doesn't so far as well. He wants to stay out of traffic. He wants to rely on his pace, which he currently does have. Also holding the fastest lap. Yeah, Guillermo now getting flushed further up. It was so entertaining that I couldn't go down the field further so far. Malik and Pigeon just continue the fight, but Pigeon now has hards on and will still benefit of the slipstream. And is still able to fight a little bit right now. And then there's Laguno in 6th and now 7th position. Guillermo still has to pit. Laguno did pit already. Also in terms of fastest laps, Piggy and Laguno to have 3 each, and Pigeon, I think in Spain, took the fastest lap. And this track also being the second one after Barcelona to host 2 UMRL races. And now still Krasnit and Pigeon and Malik are battling with Guillermo ahead of them. Krasnit not going down the inside at turn 1. Malik braking a lot later. And now they climb up the hill, waiting for that roller coaster ride to start. Great corner combinations also in this game. And then through Prix we go. That's also an overtaking spot, a quite a common one in the game. And then of course there's Blanchimont and the bus-stop chicane, which is actually quite difficult to overtake because it's such a long entry to the corner. And there's Laguno, and behind them it's Matt and Wilger also in the fight. And they seem to now pass Laguno and go up into 6th and 7th respectively. Laguno still keeps it in there, but now goes across the grass. Laguno down in 8th and just, I don't know. I didn't even see where did he qualify. He qualified in 2nd. I forgot, but he once again went down the order. And I said it at least in the last race, maybe more often already, but he didn't take a podium ever since he won at Brazil. And that just let Piggy absolutely demolish the rest of the field in the championship. And Matt now is the driver with the second most points. And so that basically is the battle for second in the championship right here. Matt close to Laguno. Also with the same tires. At the front it's still Elcrack holding P2. Malik, Krasnit and Pigeon a bit further behind, but he's got hard tires. Krasnit's got mediums, Malik on soft, and Elcrack also on hard. So he's really holding his own here without any slipstream. And Piggy 8 seconds of a lead. I think this race was Piggy's first one last season, or maybe it was his second one, and I know that he won his second one or something immediately. So definitely good memories for the Briton. Now it's a 1-2 for MP Motorsport as well. But the soft tires slowly wearing out. Elcrack seems to still have the upper hand right here, and they go wheel to wheel in Radeon and down the straight once more. Malik slowly inching ahead here. That's the speed difference on the straight from the tires. Elcrack with a bold move on the grass. And once again trying to keep his nose in the SS, trying to distract Malik from getting away, but Elcrack should maybe just rely on his hards, as once again the mistake costs him 1 second. And Elcrack now goes past him too, and not Elcrack, Krassenet passing Elcrack, and now round the outside. Round the outside at turn 1 is a solid move. And we've seen it more often than a move of the inside today. Prix now entering the final part of the track. And I'm kind of expecting a pit stop right here. And maybe he just extends it for one more lap. Yes, he's probably going for 8 and 8 again. And now once more. Krassenet to the outside, but Malik pits from his soft tires. So this leaves the mediums and hards of Krassenet and Elcrack on the podium. And yeah, Pigeon still in reach. A lot can happen. No changes in weather. At least no big ones, because it's just changing. And what's happened to Pigeon? He's slowing down. He promised before the race that he won't DNF for the team that he picks, but now he's outside of the track, and that more looks like a disconnection rather than anything else. But I don't know if it was on purpose or not. Almost didn't look like it. And Piggy just pitted for the second time. Krassenet. Oh, and rain's coming up. I was so distracted that I didn't see that it's going to be light rain, at least. Yeah, they pick intermediate tires. Piggy was so far ahead that he couldn't take a pit stop or didn't want to take the gamble, because it's quite likely that it will dry up again. And that is just really good now, because that is the case. Track is quite wet and it will wear out the soft tires here. Krassenet is now in second. He just passed Malik along with Elcrack. Malik is also running on softs, so both of the orange MP Motorsports have decided to stay out on slicks, but it will take a long time for that rain to dry up. 9 seconds between Piggy and Krassenet, so I don't think that our champion candidate will have to worry. But what about Malik? Because the others will have new tires after they stop as well. And there's a battle for 6th position. Matt just around the outside of the no-name corner and past Wilger, the Dutchman in the Levioso Sports Art, also struggling more than he did in his first season. I still think he only took 1 podium ever, or maybe 2, but his best result still was in the very first race of this league. And yeah, Laguna also not really in that fight with Matt anymore, which means that he will lose even more points to the Aston Martin or today Porsche driver. And now there's once again light rain coming up, and we still have the people out on track on the Inters. And now we watch Krassenet go across the finish line with Piggy still in the pit lane, and Krassenet will take the lead of the race just about. Krassenet's Inters don't look too good, or yeah, I mean they look good, but they don't look as good as Piggy's. But wow, that large gap by Piggy is diminished, at least by Krassenet. Elcrack and the rest of them are nowhere. Look at Malik, down in 7th now. He was in softs and thought that it would dry up again, but absolutely not. And yeah, Pigeon of course is out of the race, so he's no longer in that fight as well. And there was who's that? That's Wilger, who just slowed down before Blanchimont, and that's why Laguna passed him. And Laguna suddenly sees himself in 4th and maybe 3rd, because Elcrack is still running out there on his hard tires and kinda destroying his race right here. As Laguna and Wilger both pass him for 3rd and 4th, and they will now fight for the podium. I just said that Wilger hasn't been on the podium for quite some time and didn't see that many good results, and I said the same about Laguna. Now they see themselves at least fighting for the bronze. And now here's the fight for the lead. Piggy has still stayed behind Krasnit for now, and Krasnit doesn't leave any space in turn 3. Not turn 3, turn 5 of course. And yeah, now he's still passed after the chicane there, but it's really tough to go wheel to wheel after the camera straight. But that is just a bit too hard, as it seems, for Krasnit to defend against the dominant Piggy, who no longer is holding the fastest lap, but is still going pretty quickly. And Krasnit trying to fight back, but he sees that he's got the outside line there and decides to stay behind, and maybe just decides to take the slipstream, because, I mean, talking from experience from this race, Krasnit has not managed to be as fast as Piggy, and then he might as well just follow his footsteps right here, basically, and pick his lines, pick his slipstream. And the tire difference is now a bit more noticeable. Now the sun is out, which means that the rain will dry out a bit quicker. Still Laguna is ahead of Wilger, and it's Malik. Now in P5, and Seb sends it up the inside. Now we see something from him in this league as well. Didn't see him all race long so far, but Seb is also in the Polescra and now takes away 5th position from the second MP Motorsport. And I think there's just a battle getting more intense up front. Still the positions stay the same between Laguna and Wilger now makes a mistake out of Stavalo. And still Krasnit is hanging on to second place and to the slipstream of Piggy. 14 seconds between Krasnit and Laguna. Crazy how this developed in the rain, and the rain will now intensify, and the Inters are wearing off any car, so they will maybe pit for new Inters. I'm just seeing it's just 5 more laps to go, but maybe someone will try and gamble and pick new Inters. Maybe that's something that Krasnit could do, but I think he should be happy with second place right here. It would be his first podium in the league. Laguna now sees himself score nice points over Matt, who's only down in 9th position, but we're just watching his teammate Seb, and he gets forced off though. Malik now in 6th. Guillermo and Elcrack also being in 2nd for so long, and he almost looked to have won that battle for 2nd. Even when he went, even when Malik overtook him or something, then he still was in the heart. Yeah, Guillermo now ahead of him. And then we see Matt in the Aston. They changed teams after qualifying. So him and Seb. But yeah, that will be painful for Matt today, because Laguna might regain 2nd place. And something has happened at the front, which made Laguna lose P3. Wilger is also in there, but especially Seb and Malik are suddenly there, and instead of battling for 5th, they are now the ones who want the podium. As Wilger goes off the track, they all have about the same tires, and then Elcrack also behind, so they are just a huge chain of cars now. No real battles right now. And Seb has got a 2-second gap over Malik, and suddenly Polescra, the abandoned team with the brand new driver, see themselves in P3. And now that rule will come into play, where Seb can no longer partake in AMRL if he takes this podium, a rule that I absolutely don't like, because in F2 in real life you also still get to finish the season if you, I don't know, if you would race in F1 and take a podium, or if you win the F2 title, which is basically the equivalent to that rule that we have right here. And at the very front, Piggy has now escaped from Krasnod, whose inters are pretty old. Laguna still with the fastest lap. And what's happened to Laguna? What is going on? Wilger and Laguna sending themselves down the order. They are both now in 8th and 9th. I once again didn't really notice, but how can this happen? They were just battling for the podium still, and now Matt suddenly is the one who will extend the gap over Laguna in the Drivers' Championship. But now we take a look at the man who was never in doubt today, even when the rain gave him Krasnod as a contender for the win. Piggy now has a gap of over 50 points in the championship with 2 rounds to go, which means that he is the champion of the autumn season of UMRL. Piggy, unbelievable. He wins the Belgian Grand Prix and the championship. Krasnod eventually is the one who wins out in that crazy fight for 2nd place today, and 3rd, unexpectedly, goes to Malik. But Seb, in his first race for Porsche, which doesn't exist anymore basically, with an awesome performance. Elcrack is also back in the fight for the top spots in the championship, but surely would have expected more from this race today. Guillermo solid in P6 as ever. Then Matt 7th, just 1 position ahead of Laguna, who will take the point for the fastest lap. So it stays quite even for this round between the two of them. Wilger only in 9th, no idea what happened between Laguna and Wilger, but they were fighting for the podium just a few laps ago. Nicholas from 14th only manages to take 10th today. Fra Loft 06 in 11th, making his way past Frimpong and Majumdar at the very least. And no one really too far behind. Glow Pigeon and Geordie. I'm not sure if Geordie ever raced, but they didn't manage to finish. Both Squadra Delta courses didn't finish. Only 50 points of a gap were necessary for Piggy to wrap it up today, but the gap is at 91 after Spa. Matt is in 2nd, 12 points ahead of Laguna now, and just 1 point between Laguna and Malik for 3rd. Krasnod is in 5th, and Guillermo 6th, and Elcrack gets ahead of Cado, who we're now really starting to miss here. Nicholas with his worst finish so far, and the only Levioso in the top 10 is still Wilger. MP Motorsport are also the team's champions, so that's 2 championships for Piggy. Did they win it at Valencia already? I don't know, but Aston Martin are also solid in 2nd, then HRT and Williams are battling for 3rd, and it looks like it will go the way of Williams right now. Nikhil is improving, and Laguna's also still there, and Guillermo is on his own right now, and there's a few random teammates that are joining. I think it will stay exciting. Yes, and I'll see you when we head to... Is it crazy time next time out? Yes, we will head to the fictional Singapore track. You saw the first Singapore race. The second one will be madness, even if Matt doesn't lag. See you.